Hello and welcome. My name is Savannah. Thank you for being here. Today I will be guiding you through a yoga class to help you sleep. So this class will hopefully help you fall asleep quicker and will help you to stay asleep through the night. I have a couple other yoga classes for sleep here on my channel, and I will have them linked below in the description, and I will have one linked up in the cards. If you found this yoga class helpful and if you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button, and you can also subscribe to my channel. Subscribing to my channel is a great way to show your support, and by subscribing to my channel, you won't ever miss one of my classes. For this yoga class, all you will need is yourself, your mat, and some space up at the wall. We will be doing a pose called legs up the wall at the end of class, which is a really great pose for sleep. Let's begin now in a child's pose. So coming first into a tabletop position, bringing the big toes to touch. Knees can be as far apart or as close together as feels good for you. And then sit your hips back to rest onto your heels, arms out in front of you. Rest your forehead down onto your mat. And we'll just settle in here for a few breaths, and then we'll find some movement from this pose. Take one more big, beautiful breath here in your child's pose. Fully releasing it as you exhale. And on your next breath in, come up to a kneeling position with your hips over your knees, shoulders over your hips, reach your arms up. Big breath in. As you exhale, come into tabletop, hands and knees. Inhale to arch your spine, coming into cow pose. Lifting your heart up, lifting your tailbone up. Exhale into child's pose. Inhale to this kneeling position, arms up overhead. Exhale, tabletop. Continuing on just like that, inhale into cow pose, arching your spine, looking up slightly. Exhale to round it back into your child's pose. Inhale, kneeling with the arms up. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose, arching your spine. Exhale to round it back into child's pose. 2 more times. Inhale, kneeling with the arms up. Exhale, tabletop. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to round it into child's pose. So good. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale to come on up into your kneeling position. Exhale into tabletop. Inhale to arch your spine for cow pose. Exhale to round it into child's pose, hips to the heels. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. From here, come into a tabletop position. We're going to work on some hip mobility from here. Lift your right leg up. Your right leg is bent to about 90 degrees. Start to bring your right knee out to the right side, then down to the ground next to your left leg. Lift it straight up to the sky, out to the right side, down to the ground, making these circles with your hips. And these circles might be smaller or larger, depending on how tight your hips are feeling today. Let's now switch directions. So take it out to the right side, up to the ceiling, down to the ground. Out to the right side, up to the ceiling, down to the ground. We'll do a few more. Try to make sure that the weight is spread evenly through both hands, so you're not leaning over towards one side more than the other. Good, let's do that on the second side. Lift your left leg straight up to the sky. Bring your left knee out to the left side, down to the ground. Lift the left leg up. Bring the knee out to the left side, down to the ground next to the right leg. Lift it up, out to the side, down towards the ground. Working with the range of motion of your hips. Taking into account how tight your hips are feeling today. Let's now switch directions. So take the left leg out to the left side, up to the ceiling, down to the ground. Out to the left side, up to the ceiling, down to the ground. Let's do a few more just like this. Good, one last time. Good, bring your big toes to touch now, both knees down on the ground. We'll take it back into child's pose, and we'll be here for about 5 breaths. So your knees can be as far apart or as close together as you like. Arms can be out in front of you, or if you prefer, your arms can be alongside your body. Fingertips towards the toes. Forehead can rest down onto the mat, but if it doesn't quite reach the mat, you can pause this video and you can grab a book or a pillow or anything like that to rest your head on. We'll be here for a few more deep breaths in and out. One more breath. Good. Start to walk your hands in towards your knees. And we'll all come to a seated position with the legs out in front of us. From here, the left leg will be long, and cross your right foot over the left leg. Hug your right knee in towards your body with your left arm, wrapping the left arm around your leg. Reach your right arm up, and then bring the right hand behind your back, tenting up onto the right fingertips. Start to sit up a little bit taller, and then look over the right shoulder, if that feels okay for your neck. Otherwise, look wherever feels good for you. Settle into this pose and breathe. We'll take one more big breath here. Let's just take a little counter twist to the other side, so your hands can come towards the left side of your mat, to the outside of your left hip, maybe looking towards the left shoulder. Come back through center, and we'll do that on the second side. So right leg will extend out in front, left foot will cross over the right leg, so the left leg is bent. Hug your left knee in towards you with your right arm, wrapping the right arm around the leg. Sit up nice and tall, reach your left arm up high to the sky, and then bring the left hand behind your back, tenting up onto the left fingertips, helping you to find more length through the spine. Settle in here. Become aware of each breath as it moves in and as it moves out. Can you unclench your jaw? Can you release your tongue away from the roof of your mouth? Can you bring your shoulders down away from your ears a little bit here? One more breath. Fully releasing as you exhale. Come back through center. We'll take a little counter twist to the other side. So your hands can come down to the right side of your mat, to the outside of your right hip. Maybe you start to look towards your right shoulder. We'll just be here for a little bit longer. Good. Come back through center. Extend both legs long. From here, bend your right knee, bringing the sole of the right foot to the left inner thigh. Sit up nice and tall here, finding so much length through the spine. You can stay here if you would like to. Otherwise, you can start to walk your hands out in front of you towards the left foot, folding down into our head to knee pose. Can you reach the crown of your head forward a little bit? Can you reach your heart forward as well? And feel free to have your left knee bent here. It doesn't have to be completely straight. Allow your thoughts to come and allow them to go. Doing your best not to become too attached to any one of your thoughts, but rather just letting them be. Observing and watching them from a distance. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Take all the time that you need to make your way back up to a seated position with the shoulders over top of your hips. We'll take a couple of breaths here. One more breath, keeping your focus, your attention turned inward. Watching your thoughts, watching your breath. And let's switch over to the second side. The right leg will extend out long in front. Left foot, the sole of the left foot will come to the right inner thigh. Sit up super tall here, finding so much length through your spine, from the crown of your head all the way down to your tailbone. Option to stay right here, or as you feel ready, you can start to walk your hands out towards the right foot. You can have your right leg as bent as you would like it to be. It doesn't have to be completely straight. Find length through your spine here as you fold down, reaching the heart forward, reaching the crown of your head forward. Surrendering into the pose. Perhaps allowing your breath to deepen. Continue to breathe here in this forward fold. We'll be here for a little bit longer. Take one more breath here. Good. Start to walk yourself on up out of this forward fold. Keeping the right leg extended long, left foot to the right inner thigh, shoulders over the hips. And we'll just stay here and breathe for a little bit. Connecting in with how you are feeling, both physically and mentally. Ground down through your sit bones and lift up through the top of your head. Good. From here, come into a cross-legged seated position. Bring your hands on your knees. Inhale to arch your spine, coming into a cow pose. Exhale to round, coming into cat. Inhale into cow, lifting the top of your head, lifting your heart up. Exhale to round, bringing your upper back, your middle back towards the wall behind you. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Do this a few more times, working with your own breath. Can you make this movement a little bit more fluid? Good. Find center. Find a nice neutral spine. From here, start to walk your hands out in front of you towards the top of your mat. You can lower down onto your forearms if you like, or you can keep the arms straight. You can bring one hand on top of the other, and you can rest your forehead on your stacked hands. You can also grab a pillow or a book to rest your head on. Here, think about sending your hips back, reaching your heart forward, surrendering down towards the earth. Notice how this pose is feeling in your body today. Take one more breath here. Excellent. Begin to walk your hands back in towards your body. And we are going to make our way from here into our final pose of class, legs up the wall. So we are going to come close to the wall. If your mat isn't already right up to the wall, bring it there. And you're going to bring your hips right up to the wall, starting in this kind of seated position with your legs bent, and then you'll lie down. Hips are really close to the wall. Bring your legs straight up the wall. Lying down on your back with the legs up the wall. Your hips are as close to the wall as feels good for you. Your legs can be closer together or farther apart. Your arms can be next to your body, or it might feel good to bring one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Feeling your heart beating in your chest, and feeling your belly moving with your breath. Rising with each inhale and releasing down towards the earth as you exhale. Feel the support here of the wall, holding you in this position. Guiding you toward deeper relaxation for both the mind and the body. Allow your head, neck, shoulders, back, and arms to release a little bit more down onto your mat. If you haven't already, it might feel good to close the eyes as we rest in this pose. And if closing the eyes doesn't feel good for you today, just keep them open. Perhaps holding a soft gaze, keeping your attention, your awareness turned inward to yourself, to your body, your mind, your breath. Noticing the sensations that you are experiencing in this pose. Observing how this posture feels for your body today. Also beginning to observe your thoughts, watching them from a distance as they come and as they go. And finally, checking in with yourself. Noticing the kinds of emotions that you are experiencing right now. Become aware of how you are feeling. What are the effects of this posture on your mind, your body, and your breath? Could you unclench your jaw? Can you bring your tongue away from the roof of your mouth? Can you bring your shoulders down away from your ears a little bit? And can you allow your arms and your legs to become a little bit heavier? And we'll stay in this pose for a little bit longer. Option to continue to breathe just as you are. Or it might feel good to add a little bit to your exhale breath.
making your exhale breath a little bit longer than your inhale breath. And this will help engage the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest branch of the autonomic nervous system, helping you to feel more grounded, centered, relaxed, preparing your body and your mind for a deep, restful, restorative night's sleep. So you might want to work on inhaling to a count of 4 and exhaling to a count of 5 or 6. Just making the breath out a little bit longer than the breath in. Continue to breathe here, resting in this pose. And I will guide you back in just a little bit. Now, if you would like to stay in this pose and spend more time here, you are welcome to do that. You can pause the video and join me when you are ready. Otherwise, we'll make our way out of this pose. Bend your legs, bringing your knees in towards your chest, wrapping the arms around the legs, staying here for a moment, maybe rocking from side to side if that feels good. And then making your way over onto one side, right or left, whatever you like. Using one arm as a pillow for your head. And here I invite you to think of a few things that you are grateful for. When you are ready, you can press your way up, coming into a comfortable seated position. I hope you are feeling a little bit more settled, a little bit more grounded and relaxed. I hope your breath is feeling a little bit deeper. And I hope that you have an excellent night of sleep tonight. I would love to hear how this class went for you in the comment section. You can also give this video the thumbs up
And you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful support. I really do appreciate it. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.